Okay, welcome to the Sydney Cricket Ground. Here we are, Michael, with the big one, the second of the series. And there's the Queensland team coming onto the field with the one-tonner bringing up the rear. He's been doing a great job getting them ready for this match tonight. There's Wally Lewis, the Queensland captain, and we did mention his clash with Brett Kenny tonight. That's going to be a very, very interesting one. They toured together. Lewis went as the vice-captain of the Kangaroos, was expected to play in the test matches. Brett Kenny came in, produced some brilliant form. Wally wasn't quite right, but gee, by the end of the tour, he was letting everyone know he's about. And he's done that at the start of this year.
Oh, yes, he's performed very creditably. I tell you what, though, Bill, both of them are going to have trouble performing out there tonight because the centre of this Sydney Cricket Ground is just a quagmire. Viewers, you will see it as the game progresses. There's Wally again, and they're going to find it hard. There's Chris Close, geeing them up. I tell you what, they were very tense, both dressing rooms, Bill, weren't they? Well,
we went in there for a bit of a chat beforehand, but we found it hard to get a bit of a chat. They were both very, very much intent on what's happening here tonight at the Sydney Cricket Ground. There's a bit at stake. There's a few reputations at stake. Ted Glossop, for instance, he's got a point to prove. And what did he say to us, Mick? I thought it was greatest. The only thing he wants to do in coaching now is get back to Lang Park, win a game so he can hear silence at Lang Park.
Yes, and we said, well, maybe you're going to have difficulty in doing it. There's the two captains.
Lewis and Price, and of course the referee there, John Gocher. Some of the Sydney scribes have had a lot to say about the refereeing of Barry Gomersall in the opening encounter of this interstate series. We'll see what John Gocher can come up with tonight.
That man there, Ray Price, is really G'd up. I had the pleasure of watching, or if you call it pleasure, of watching New South Wales go through their light training run this morning, and they really mean business, Bill. They're ready to go.
Very much determination written all over his face. Now, you'll see John Gocher there right in the centre, and that's an absolute quagmire out there.
That's Growth.
Eric Growth. And he's looking across already. Mick Cronin making a turn to the top line stuff, and isn't it great to see him back?
What a pleasurable sight. Magic Mick Cronin, and a lot rests on his shoulders and on the tip of his boot tonight. And there's the crowd, and we're used to a one-eyed pro-Queensland crowd. They're hooting for Queensland's blood, these New South Wales.
That first shot we saw was, well, that's some of the stands. So the first shot we saw was a hill. That's been narrowed down a bit. They're putting in a new hill stand over there. Steve Ella, of course. He played 5'8", the opening counter. He's out to the centres, and Brett Kenny will come in as a 5'8" tonight. There's the kick-off, and Mick Cronin sets it into play. It'll carry down there towards Colin Scott, the Queensland fullback, who takes it, starts to move. Peter Sterling in for the first tackle of this match here at the Sydney Cricket Ground tonight. And listen to the crowd.
Oh, yes, very exciting. The Blues up in line. Little bit of nonsense going in. Gocher quickly there.
So the dummy half will be Greg Canescu. He'll send it back. The kick coming in from Wally Lewis, making sure the tactics are right. He's going to find touch over there, is he? No, he's not. Going to be taken back there by Marty Gurr, the New South Wales fullback. But there's Terry Butler playing his first interstate match. It is good to see him out there, Mick.
Yes, he's earned his way and his position in the team.
Ray Price is the dummy half, decides to go himself, tries to step through. He had Miller outside of him, took it himself. And, of course, Price has been on the receiving end of quite a few losses here against this Queensland side in State of Origin matches. Jeff Gerard, the man to take it up. Plenty of Maroon support there in defence.
Oh, no place for the faint-hearted out there at present.
Coming up as dummy half is Ray Brown. He took the place, of course, of Max Krilich in this team. He's Manly Warringah teammate, of course, of Max Krilich. Now they decide to let it go. Sterling getting outside. There's Cronin, the little chip kick. Following through is Ella. He can't get up. Meninga's the first one there for Queensland, and he'll be held up right on the quarter line.
And that chip kick will be used quite a lot tonight by New South Wales.
Now, you spoke to Ted Glossop at the start before the match, Mick. His tactics, what, play it in the forwards?
Yes, try and get, well, some type of control in the forwards, and he's going to have trouble there, and then he's going to spin it to his backs, he told us. Whether he can do that in these wet conditions, I don't know. OK, New South Wales mean business, as you can see, as they go into defence there. That's Paul Vorton taking it up. The tackler was the second row for New South Wales in Miller. So now, work the blind side. This is Gene Miles. Tackler underneath is Ray Brown. Coming in over the top is Field. He's the country boy on the New South Wales side. Looked a little bit tentative at training, Mick. He probably was the only one. The rest was spot on. Now, there's Ray Price going through after Wally Lewis to try and slow him down with a kick. Well, you couldn't blame Field for being a little tentative, Bill, out there. He's thrown into the gladiatorial ring.
That's one of the newcomers there in Hunt who took the ball, and he's quickly going to be tackled. It's New South Wales in possession. First penalty of the match coming up to New South Wales.
Inside the 5 metres. Mr. Gocher has let the game flow so far.
You might have guessed the penalty was for New South Wales. You would have heard the roar very early in the piece. Here's the replay coming up now. And you can see pretty easily where Queensland were, Michael.
Yes, inside the 5.
So there's Michael Cronin now, kicking for touch. Talking to Mick, I said, how are you settling back into the big stuff? And he said, it is no problem at all. Matter of fact, what did Ted Glossop say? He was he just couldn't stand to sit at home and watch Queensland and New South Wales in the first state of an Origin match. That, of course, was a win for Queensland, 24-12.
He didn't like seeing the Queenslanders belting those New South Walesmen, is how he put it, Bill.
OK, it's 0-0 at the moment here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Taking it up there once again is Miller. And having a look at this fellow facially, Mick, he's been around a bit.
Yes, he's had experience. He's had a bit put on him, and he can give a bit, I'm told.
So is this fellow too. That's Ray Price, the New South Wales captain tonight. Queensland winning 5 out of 6 State of Origin matches tonight. New South Wales got a point to prove. Jeff Gerard turns it back inside to that man, Miller. Underneath was Mark Murray, though.
Was Murray and Vorton the tacklers.
New South Wales playing the blind side here. You'll find the kick coming back to Cronin, who went out that way.
Nice long kick too, taken by Butler. Driven backwards, but just inside the field of play. G. Miles. Cronin and Gerard doing the tackling. Skinescu. That's Field in number 9. As I mentioned, many good players come out of Gunnedah. My mistake, it's Cootamundra that Paul Field's come from. Johnson, I believe, comes from Gunnedah. So 2 country boys in with a big time now. There's a good kick from Queensland that finds touch midway between the quarter and the halfway. New South Wales into the ground.
Marty Gurr very deep, Darrell, at the moment. He's been caught out of position twice now by Wally Lewis. He's got a long driving kick, but not that far. He's trying to gain ground on the sideline. Neil Hunt's up too far and Gurr back too far.
New South Wales win the scrum, quickly going along the line now, but look at this Queensland defence coming up. Here's Kenny stepping inside. Makes a couple of metres and right into the sticky area. Vorton and Meninga the tacklers. Back for Ray Price. Price puts the shoulder down. Wally Lewis runs in with the help of Gene Miles. Ray Brown, Gerard, Brown, here's Fields. Ray Brown fires it back for the kick to Marty Gurr. Little fine touch, no, oh yes, great kick from Marty Gurr. Colin Scott had it covered and just put his foot in the touch. Here it is again for you, what a great kick. Colin Scott had it covered, took it there, just couldn't find his balance and went into touch. Here's the pack weights for you. New South Wales 542.5 kilograms, Queensland 552.5. New South Wales scrum. Field under growth. The big fella puts the head down, but wrapped up quickly. Field.
More purposeful look about the New South Wales side tonight.
Certainly is. Just Paul Field who's busy. Go the blind side. Here's Price. Price, oh, put a pass out for growth that couldn't be taken and gone into touch.
And New South Wales have been able to put plenty of pressure on Queensland so far. First Queensland scrum win. Mark Murray caught 10 metres out from his own line. Colin Scott got away from Gerard. Field finally making the tackle. Skinescu. Again, the blonde hair of Paul Field. Chris Close. Caught by Brown. Lindsay Johnson as well. Queensland on their own quarter. A kick from Gene Miles. Nicely taken by Sterling. Now back to Gurr. Inside for Neil Hunt, who was quickly claimed by Wally Lewis.
Nice dump there, he sold Hunt.
Now Lewis again swinging Peter Sterling to the ground. Mick Cronin holding that ball with one arm, looking for a runner. New South Wales penalty.
A little bit of spite coming in there, a bit unusual from Lewis. The indication by the referee then, that was he trod on his hand.
Now the New South Wales free kick. That's the halfway mark, you see. Johnston. Sterling. Nowhere to go. Dave Brown, the tackler. Brown showing it to several players. Finally, Price taking it. 8 metres in Queensland territory. Now the Parramatta back line. As Mick Cronin is swamped on.
Arthur Beetson would certainly make sure that and give instructions to make sure they put Cronin down.
Brown offloading to Sterling. A half gap there for Sterling. Couldn't go on with it. Right in the cricket pitch area. Wet, sticky bull eye soil. Gerard. Last tackle coming up for New South Wales.
I think New South Wales have got to move the ball around a little more. They're tending to get bogged down in the middle of the field.
Good kick from Sterling. Well done. A good kick from the little fellow. He saw the defence moving up quickly, and rather than a chip kick, beautifully positioned that grubber kick to find touch. Just 15 metres out from the Queensland line. Playing
percentage football now, New South Wales, which is what is needed in a game like this. Be very tight.
This is Murray working the scrum for Queensland. And they've won it. Ooh, a bad mistake from Colin Scott. Queensland losing the ball, but New South Wales very nearly came up with it.
Yes, most certainly. I think Kenny's putting a bit of pressure back on Lewis, and Lewis is not responding then too well. First fault I've seen him make, really. Murray, I'm sorry. I think the point was that Kenny was getting up very quickly, and Wally had a little look.
Great opportunity for the Blues. Sterling comes away from the scrum base. 10 metres out from the Queensland line. Price. A dummy. Price now is only 3 metres out from the Queensland line. Brown inside the field. 2 metres short of the line. Pressure now from New South Wales. Queensland defence equal to the occasion. Still 5 metres out. As Mick Cronin plays it. Sterling. Kenny. A grubber kick through. Close is back there for it for Queensland. But the Blues have him close in his own end goal. And the fans love it.
Good tactics then by New South Wales, keeping them a lot under pressure. And of course one of the boys was held up here, but they managed to hold close in the in-goal area, and of course there's a line drop out from that.
And that kick is a pretty good one, right down to Marty Gurr on the halfway mark. Now it's Gavin Miller. 32 metres out now. The Blues in possession. No score at the cricket ground. Here's Ray Brown. And Cronin able to stand in the tackle. Lindsay Johnston. Ted Glossop has his side really worked up for this match, playing with more enthusiasm than we saw at Lang Park. Paul Field been very prominent in defence. Ray Brown. Sterling. Able to offload to Gerard. And still with Price. Sterling's put it down. Lewis comes away with it for the Maroons. So Queensland, who've had limited use of the football so far, making pretty good progress. And here's Meninga, caught from behind by Miller, and just as well too. There was an overlap on that side of the field. Canescu, caught by Miller and Brown. Murray. Ooh, a good hit on Tessman.
That's better defence, certainly good defence then from New South Wales.
The Maroons just outside their quarter. Mark Murray caught by Gerard and Price. Last tackle for the Queenslanders. Back with Lewis. It's over Sterling's head, but Marty Gurr is there for it. Nothing in it so far, Darryl.
Certainly is. And one of the interesting things to come out of the match already of the Queensland defence, Paul Vaughton has made 10 tackles, Greg Conescu has 7. For New South Wales, Gavin Miller 6 and Paul Field 4. New South Wales now trying to avoid the sticky patch. Passing it through Marty Gurr. Look for the support, but the winger had gone inside in Growth. Sterling. Growth. Good defence though through Niebling and Dave Brown. Ray Brown. Sterling was there, couldn't unload. Again they go the thin side. There's the little chip. Thrown in again. Queensland got for it and fall on it through Chris Close. Colin Scott out of 1. He runs into a wall of blue jumpers on the 22. Conescu under Fullerton Smith. Plays it forward, Fullerton Smith, and that'll incur a penalty, but it's gone to Queensland.
Bit unfortunate. And he actually tripped him when he was running away with the ball. He was legally allowed to run with that and play it forward, picked it up. And he claimed the New South Wales boy offside.
Wally Lewis, and there's a big section of the crowd here tonight singing out Lewis. He certainly has a fan club wherever he goes and plays football, this fellow. This is Conescu. Niebling plays it back to Conescu. Running almost backwards then, looking for a runner. And Fullerton Smith, they're not as keen this time as they were in Lang Park to run onto that ball. Arthur Summons.
Well drilled outfit, New South Wales. You saw there the line of defence never faltered, even though they were putting on runarounds and different moves, and the line just stood there and took the tackle.
Gordon.
Good work, New South Wales.
Clears it out to Lewis. Taken by Neil Hunt. Well, Hunt taken in a great tackle too. And that's Wally Lewis, the man we talk about, by G's everywhere. Sterling. Out for Cronin. Cronin puts the shoulder down. Too much defence. Ray Brown. It's Gavin Miller. Brown. It's Field. And lost the ball. Queensland full on it through Dave Brown.
Bad mistake there by New South Wales.
A good chance too for Queensland. They're inside the 22 now. New South Wales in. As Vaughton will get up to play it. Conescu goes from dummy half. Wrapped up quickly though by Price.
First time Queensland been in this half, Darryl, so this is where they'll put on their pressure.
Long pass there from Lewis. Chris Close falls on it. Out of the tackle of Gerard. Still going is Close. Wrapped up by Ray Brown though. And Field. By gee, that Field's done some tackling. Lewis with a long floater. Out for Murray. Murray stepping. Crunching tackle by Miller, and Sterling in possession for New South Wales. Field.
Some savage defence certainly put on both this first 20 minutes. Both sides tackling very strongly.
Paul Field holding his ribs in the background there too, so let's hope he's all right. He's had a fairly good debut first up. He's still holding them. As New South Wales try to get the ball cleared. That's Johnston.
They've got to pick up the runner that's going down with the ball. They're all looking to play off the ground and set up that try or that break, but they're not following the man with the ball.
Marty Gurr right down Colin Scott's throat. Scott taken quickly by Hunt and Price. This is Fullerton Smith, the man who made the Australian side from the first State of Origin encounter against the Kiwis in New Zealand and played well too. Queensland running onto it harder now with Gene Miles. Good tackle from Sterling. Right on the fringe of this mud, Conescu. Long pass from Lewis out to Murray. There's Colin Scott. Here's an overlap for Meninga. The big fella puts on the pace. Breaks one. Chance for Queensland. Meninga will go in the corner. Great try, Queensland. Mal Meninga. Oh, and Queensland showing their power through big Mal Meninga. Watch it again. There's the pass from Lewis to Murray. Murray picked up Colin Scott. Got round Kenny. Meninga puts on the pace. Set up the inside man, but didn't need him. Broke the tackle of Ella. And the big fella strode down to put 4 points on the board for Queensland.
Yeah, certainly a great try, and that was the start of that try. That long pass from Wally Lewis that set it up, and of course it was only a matter of possession then, and should have been tackled here by young Ella, but he's a big strong man and very hard to pull down, and he went on to score a great try. Really made though by Wally Lewis with that long pass.
He's the try scorer now, Mal Meninga. First try scored 17.5 minutes into the first half. Kicker's right on the 22 and about 8 in from touch. Try scorer now, getting set to convert his own try. Mal Meninga, the big centre from Queensland. There it goes, and it's hooked back in all the way. So Queensland now leading New South Wales 6 points to 0.
Here's the fellow that did it, Meninga, bursting onto the pass from Colin Scott, and watch him just crash through Steve Ella. Big man versus little man. They say the big man wins all the time, and looking at that, you've got to believe it. Marty Gurr couldn't get there in time, and the big fellow who's now a permanent fixture in the Australian side, first points for Queensland. Well, New South Wales now, after looking so good in the early stages, have it all to do, and they come back from that setback. Paul Vaughton. The first 10 minutes or so, Queensland were probing for weaknesses in defence, and I thought they might have spotted a couple too. And that pass was forward a mile. I'm pleased to say referee Gosha agreed.
They're well drilled though, Ian. They're moving this ball around, coming deep on the burst, looking for support all the time, and it was a bit unlucky. Marginally forward, but certainly forward, and it was done very well by Queensland.
Well, Cronin, they're going to take a long-range kick at goal. And I'll position it for you. He's about 15 metres in from the halfway mark. So it's a pretty long way, because this football will be pretty heavy on him.
I would think so, but he's a great kicker, this fellow. Probably the greatest centre that Australia's produced for some time. And apart from that, he's an excellent goal kicker.
He's almost from in front, probably in line with the right-hand upright. Perfect position. In fact, he's almost right in the middle. And it's just wide. So the score remains 6-0 to Queensland.
Very dangerous there from Scott. He kicked it off his boot to allow it to come control it, and it came well back into the field of play.
Now here's Fullerton Smith. Vaughton. Probing the edge of the rucks, this Queensland side. Testman.
You'll also notice, Ian, that they're using this long pass of both from the dummy half and also Wally Lewis to great effect.
Nicely taken by Sterling. The bounce was an awkward one, but he positioned himself well and took it very nicely. 20 minutes gone. 6-0 to Queensland, and New South Wales just outside the Queensland quarter. Gerard. Invariably, 3 Queensland defenders to take the New South Wales man with the ball. Sterling. Back for field. A strong Queensland defence, aren't they?
Great defence, and certainly unpanicked. Normally Queensland have panicked in defence, but not tonight.
Good example of it. And they've come up with the ball too. Very impressive. Gene Miles playing it just on his own quarter line. Mal Meninga. Now close from dummy half. Murray. Konescu back to Niebling. Wally Lewis. Miles. Stepping straight through Miles beautifully. Got support to him, Murray, but he's put it down. Field will come up with it for New South Wales.
Bit unfortunate there, Ian. A great break again from the long pass. This Miles looked for the gap and run straight into it and did very well to break the tackle.
Lindsay Johnson cleverly offloading to Price. New South Wales just in Queensland territory. Cronin. Nicely tackled around the ankles by Vaughton. Gerard. And back to Gavin Miller.
Seem to be telegraphing what they're doing, New South Wales, and not hitting the ball hard enough.
Surely that comes from a lack of experience of playing together, Arthur.
I'd agree with that, Ian.
Neil Hunt. Queensland defence up very quickly in the first changeover of the match.
Thanks, Ian. I think New South Wales must stand a little deeper in attack and run onto this ball a little harder, as the Queenslanders are doing, Arthur. They're hitting the line hard and splitting that New South Wales defence. Our attack just looks a little flat, doesn't it?
Yes, most certainly. And you can see now, even as they're lined out, Queensland, when you get that high shot, you'll see them very deep in attack.
There they are, the Queensland side, nice and deep on the attack. Here's a Lewis special, big pass out for Meninga. Oh, great defence though from Ella. He didn't miss him this time. This is Gene Miles.
It's the only way to handle him, low all the time.
Well, Ella would be fairly disappointed at missing him when he scored that try. Well, there's a wild one though. It's gone out for Chris Close. He juggles it and just manages to stay in touch. Referee has ruled it forward though. The scrum will pack midway between the half and the quarter. Queensland's into the ground. And the New South Wales ball. Ray Brown. Price. Price back inside. He tends to do this a little bit too much in this first half. I think he'd be better off servicing the line.
I agree, Darryl. And again there, he was waiting for support to come short on him, and of course they weren't there. And this is what's happening to New South Wales. Again, they should be looking for support close to the ruck.
This is Gerard getting it back to Brown. Brown turns this time to Field. Put down pretty heavily through Dave Brown. Plays it back to Ray Brown. Sterling with a bomb. Nicely paced kick to the take on well by Queensland. Colin Scott. Wally Lewis. That was a good little break from Lewis. He made 4 or 5 pretty valuable metres. Here's Meninga. Unloads it though. They handball it back. Picked up by Tessman. He unloads. Oh, big tackle. That's the tackle from Ray Price, barreling. Murray didn't know it hit him. Where's the truck, he said.
New South Wales have had the best territorially of the game, but they've made the breaks and made them very effective, Queensland.
Lewis kicking, gets it back to Neil Hunt. Hunt brought down though on the verge of the cricket pitch area. There's Teddy Glossop, a man that shows very little emotion in the game of rugby league. Mighty good.
You can see Arthur Beetson's tactics too, Darryl. They're driving kicks, but they've got man up, surrounding the man, collecting the ball all the time. And this is to a big advantage to get them out of trouble.
And Jeff Gerard is in plenty of trouble because he's lost the ball. But the referee has awarded the penalty to New South Wales for raking the ball out of his hands when he'd been asked to play it. And Lewis not very happy with that.
I think you'll find that the Queenslanders don't always agree with New South Wales rulings, and of course when New South Wales get to Queensland, they don't always agree with the referees up there. So a matter of interpretation, but you've got to play to where you are. When in Rome, do as Rome does.
Right, the kick from New South Wales, a restart play inside or right on the 22, so a chance for New South Wales, but they need to be a little bit more constructive. Nicely unloaded then. Here's Sterling. And a fellow that Arthur has been pushing his barrel for some time now, Lindsay Johnson, has unloaded 2 or 3 times well in this game.
He's only a boy of 21, and I believe he shows enormous potential.
Right, New South Wales on the attack now. Runners coming through.
Great line of defence, Darryl.
Niebling and Brown, but it's a solid defence, isn't it? Ray Brown, Sterling. So they go along this. Cronin with a nice pass out for Marty Gurr, but wrapped up by Close.
That's experience from Close there. Ball and all there on Gurr.
It's the 4th tackle for New South Wales now. They're running out of room and tackles.
What you said earlier, Darryl, they're very flat in attack. You can have a look at it again from that high shot.
Sterling with a kick. Another well-placed bomb. They charge through for it. Scott's underneath it. Takes it well. Courageous take from the Queenslander. New South Wales were pouring through.
Well, this Scott's been criticised over the years for not being able to take pressure kicks, and look at this for pressure. Blue jumpers coming from everywhere, and cool as you like. Took it well. Another kick from Lewis.
Well protected there by his fellow teammates. You'll see them cut across him when he's taking the bomb. Good work.
Gavin Miller taking it up for New South Wales. Johnson, one-handed offloading again. Back with Gerard.
Every time they get the ball, they're from standing positions instead of running onto the ball and looking for the ball off the ground.
Lack of confidence, Arthur.
Well, they won't win this game doing that.
Now he's Sterling. A little dance, almost through. 10 metres out from the Queensland line. Golden opportunity for the Blues. That ball from Brown, it's gone straight through Growth's legs.
Growth not having the happiest of times out there. He should have picked that one up. Wasn't the greatest of passes, but he picked up a great similar pass in the other game and scored a try for him.
Well, the Blues have been in the area to score tries, but they haven't been able to go on with it.
Back away from each other. Back away from each other. Stand up.
And here referee Goshu giving his instructions.
Held clear. Wait, five.
Murray held by Sterling. Now Niebling. It's the quarter line you see there. Lewis, Close. Running very strongly. Field and Price, the tacklers. Murray, Lewis. Still going, Lewis. Got it back for Vorton. Now Tessman. Still okay, but referee Gosha pulled it up now.
Good decision too by John Gosha then. Held Sterling away from the ball. You'll see it here. Slipped the ball. Sterling goes to dive on it, and Paul Vorton pushes him away. Good decision.
So a bit of a discussion between Cronin and Price as to whether he'll kick for touch or kick for goal. And it's the kick for touch. Nick Cronin, the reluctant representative player. But he'd be as keen as anyone now. Here's the Blues with another opportunity as Johnson takes on the Queensland forwards. 8 metres out from the Maroons line. Queensland leads 6-0. Ray Brown's long ball for Sterling. Now Kenny, there's a gap for Kenny. He's got support to the way it goes to Cronin. And a long pass out there for Neil Hunt, who's in to score for New South Wales. Neil Hunt, his first try in representative football. And boy, did New South Wales need it then. They've been mounting plenty of attack. This is Ray Brown's pass to Sterling. And then it was Kenny. The gap was there for Kenny. It closed quickly, but cleverly getting the ball away to Cronin. And for mine, that was the pass that did it. And Cronin, an even longer ball out there for Hunt, who was unmarked. Butler had left his wing, and Hunt did the rest.
A great dummy here by the New South Wales forwards. And they simply dummy to the forwards. Good step by Brett Kenny. And then, of course, the magnificent Cronin backing up beautifully. Doesn't panic under these sort of conditions. Looks, sums up the situation. Then a long pass out to Hunt, who was totally unmarked. Goes in for the easiest of tries.
Now, Michael Cronin, about 10 metres in from touch. Unsuccessful with one kick tonight. And this one looks good, right between the post. So Mick Cronin has levelled the score at the cricket ground. 6-all between Queensland and New South Wales.
And the Winfield scoreboard in the second state of origin match, 6-all.
Mal Meninga to restart for Queensland, and we got a ball game now, 6-all. Drives it down deep. Sterling gets his boot to it. Picked up by Miller. And Miller's running with so much aggression tonight, Arthur Summons.
He's having a big game. In fact, all his forwards are working very hard, and they've got to, of course. They're against the top side.
Mick Cronin unloads to Gerard very cleverly.
Thing about the Queensland forwards I like, Darryl, is that they chase the tackles, and that's what the difference at the moment.
Yes, and that's a good example there. 3 of them driving the New South Wales players down. That player, Paul Field. Ray Brown. Back for Marty Gurr. Clearing kick. It's a towering punt. Butler, well, Butler's been out of position. I think he really should have got Hunt on that last try. He's gone back, but he's broken a tackle, so he's made amends for that mistake and made about 15 valuable metres. With this New South Wales defence much more vigorous. They're hunting in packs now. Murray. This is Gene Miles. Tessman. Oh, short ball up for Fullerton Smith. He runs into Price's shoulder, and the penalty goes to New South Wales.
Might have let that one go, Darryl.
Yes, it was pretty marginal. Cronin takes the kick for New South Wales, and that's a good kick too, so they're back inside the 22.
They're mounting pressure all the time, New South Wales. They're finding it a little bit difficult to break this line, but they're mounting this pressure, and they'll eventually hope that Queensland will crack.
Gerard a dummy half. But this defence swamps him. He couldn't get the ball away at all then.
They wasted 2 tackles then. That's bad football.
Ray Brown out to Sterling, looking for growth. Growth inside from the wing, looking for work.
A little bit of tentative growth tonight. He might be still carrying a slight injury. He doesn't seem to be running at his vigorous best.
Here's a run around him with a chip going up from Cronin now. The chase is on. The New South Wales full on it, and it's gone into touch. Queensland ball from the scrum. Inside their 22, one they needed. Canescu.
Ray Brown's keen to get on top of Canescu, of course. He's running second to Max Krilich, so he doesn't want to be running third.
Dave Brown. Tacklers Johnson and Miller for New South Wales. Murray. Oh, and there's a high tackle. Ray Price and Gavin Miller again. Niebling felt that one. He gave him a tap. Lewis gets a clearing kick and gets dropped after it. But he's up. Wally Lewis up again, holding the back or the kidney area there. He was hit pretty hard. Kenny just juggling the ball. Sterling. It's out to Miller. Ray Brown, Gerard, right in the muddy patch there. They're driven back and some loose arms swinging over there too. Niebling and Vorton, the tacklers. Back for Sterling. He'll kick. Charged down by Queensland and couldn't be handled by New South Wales. And that'll force a scrum. You can hear for yourself what's happening in the scrum, but Sterling comes away with it. That was one against the head, so it's a good win for New South Wales. The penalty, oh, that looks dangerous for New South Wales. Growth is holding that ankle, and that's been suspect all season.
It was a very bad trip too. Canescu deliberately put his foot out to stop Eric Growth, and he's obviously hurt.
Wally Lewis talking to Gosha, but the penalty has gone to New South Wales. Here it is here. Watch for the leg to come out. And Growth down, and that's a bad sign for New South Wales. He's been troubled by that all season.
Well, he's up and running freely now. You can only hope that he's okay. Look at that penalty count. 7-1 to New South Wales. With about 4 minutes to half-time. Lindsay Johnson straight into Fullerton Smith. And was able to offload to Ray Price. Jeff Gerard. Again, Fullerton Smith there to make the hit. Inside the quarter now, Field. Caught and held by Dave Brown and Niebling. But New South Wales inching their way closer to the line. Here's Price. No way to offload there.
There was a switch planned, Ian, but it failed to come off.
Price again. Sterling just able to get his hands to it. This is the last tackle for New South Wales. Ella this time with the bomb. Up they go for it. Loose. It's a Queensland ball. It was Scott who was able to dive on it. But that's the try line you see there. Now Miles trying to get away from the danger zone as Miller comes in pretty aggressively to assist Kenny. 3 minutes to half-time. Queensland 10 metres out from their own line. Score 6-all. Fullerton Smith, surprisingly born in New South Wales, out near Bathurst. Mark Murray. But of course he played his first senior football in Queensland to make him eligible for this State of Origin match. Now Miles, Gurr perfectly positioned for it, but the kick was bigger than he anticipated. Marty Gurr. Growth running quite freely now. Lindsay Johnson, an impressive first half for this youngster. 10 metres from halfway, New South Wales in their own territory. Sterling, Ella, back to Sterling.
Beautifully tackled there by Murray. He picked him out and made sure of him then.
Cronin. Growth over the halfway. The defence converges on him and holds him, but he's able to offload beautifully. Away to Hunt. Now it's back with Ray Brown. And a long ball out there for Steve Ella. Ella saw the try line. But unfortunately for New South Wales' point of view, the pass has been picked up by Canescu for Queensland. Oh, a near thing for the Blues. This is Tessman. 1 minute away from half-time. Gee whiz, that was an unfortunate thing for New South Wales. They looked very dangerous. Gene Miles now.
A little bit of panic at the end there. They could have just held that ball and taken the tackle. They were on the boil and they should have kept going then.
Fullerton Smith. Steve Mortimer, the Canterbury halfback, New South Wales and Australian halfback for a couple of seasons, on the benches. Will we see him in action in the second half? Now Miles. Back there for Hunt. Took it well. And kicked straight into the waiting arms of Dave Brown. Now it's back with Vaughton. The half-time siren has sounded. Chris Close. Still going, Chris Close. Got support too in Vaughton. Still alive. Queensland desperately keeping the ball alive. Half-time siren has gone. Scott's caught though. And Scott is held, and referee Gosha signals an end to the first section with the score at 6-all between New South Wales and Queensland. Now here are the statistics, the penalties. 7-1 to New South Wales. Boy, the Queenslanders will talk about that. And the scrums, 5-4 to New South Wales. The half-time score, 6-all in this second Winfield State of Origin match. Wally Lewis leads the Maroons back for the second half. And although I tipped them to win this match, I think they'll need to improve their performance because they didn't expect, I'm sure, the enthusiasm that's come from this New South Wales side. Crutches being waved, flags being waved. The crowd enjoying a really tight and tense match here at the SCG. Magnificent SCG under lights.
Told you this crowd really built up in the last half hour too, Ian. Half hour before kickoff. Really swelled up. Good to see Sydney turn out to watch their boys.
They're not quite as vocal, of course, Darryl, but they're certainly enthusiastic enough when New South Wales do something well.
And Ray Price, last minute instructions, and G up. There's Ray Brown G'ing them up. Meninga kicks off for Queensland, the second half of round 2, the Winfield State of Origin. Gavin Miller. Back to Sterling. This is Paul Field. Ray Brown with a bit of taping on the fingers since the break, as Lindsay Johnston takes it up. Back for the clearer to Marty Gurr. Ball bouncing awkwardly for Colin Scott, but he picks it up cleanly. And tackled by Ray Brown and Peter Sterling. Mal Meninga. Out of one, Mal Meninga. Unloads to Gene Miles. Puts it down though, Miles. All right, let's have a look at the errors now. New South Wales missed tackle 10. Bad passes 5, drop balls 4 for Queensland. 7 missed tackles, 4 bad passes and 2 drop balls. Defence for New South Wales. Paul Field has topped the tackle count with 19. Lindsay Johnston with 13 and Ray Price with 12. Paul Vaughton with 19. An equal number for Queensland. Brian Niebling with 18 and Dave Brown with 16. The metres gained in attack, New South Wales 36 metres, Queensland 40 metres, but Queensland kicked 11 times, New South Wales kicked 14 times. Dave Brown playing it back to Niebling. Canescu dummy half. Running backwards again, Canescu with a little set move. Comes out to Meninga. Pushes out a Fields tackle. Unloads to Vaughton. They get it on to Tessman. Wrapped up Tessman by Mick Cronin. Kicks it forward. Referee says play on. Unloads to Canescu. And the Maroons starting to build up some momentum in the early minutes of this second half. Vaughton with a big pass out for Meninga. Steps back inside, unloads to Vaughton. They clear it out quickly. To Fullerton Smith. Chance for Queensland. But Tessman going fast. About 7 metres out now. They fling it out to Vaughton. No, that's Scott. Shows the ball. Loses it though. It'll be picked up by Ray Brown. New South Wales ball.
A little bit of a let-off. They were mounting some great pressure there, Queensland.
Here's Lindsay Johnston again. By geez, unloaded well in this position all night, but wrapped up pretty tightly that time. Ray Price. New South Wales deep inside their 22. Here's Growth. Vaughton and Brown the tacklers. Ray Brown. Gavin Miller. And that's the 22 line you can see now. Clearing kick from Marty Gurr.
Bad tactics. They've kicked on. They should have taken 3 or 4 more of those. They've just given the ball straight back to Queensland.
Colin Scott working it back, but tackled in the mud. Wally Lewis. And look at the defence going in, and Johnston swinging a couple in there too. It's just Niebling. And they're about 5 metres from the halfway line. Murray, run around now. As Gene Miles hits it hard. Great tackle from Sterling. Little knock on there though. Fullerton Smith. And this scrum will pack right on the halfway line. Scrums once against the head. Queensland have yet to do so. New South Wales won, and that's an important one too. Sterling comes away with it to Mick Cronin. With Mal Meninga, his opposite number, wraps him up. Eric Growth from dummy half. Ray Brown. This is Gerard. Tessman, Vaughton and Niebling. Growth down in back play again with that ankle, so I'll be doubtful if he sees it out. He's been carrying it for all season. Here's Johnson. By geez, had a big game, this fellow. He's been everywhere, in the thick of it. Back for Sterling. Little chip kick that'll find touch too. Great kick from Sterling. He had a look. He's a talented footballer, this fellow.
Touch of genius there, Darryl.
Beautiful kick from Sterling. Read the play magnificently. And as you can see, Eric Growth is back on his feet, but he's now not running with any great determination, favouring that ankle quite noticeably. The replacement back in the New South Wales side is Steve Mortimer, the specialist halfback. Cronin. Now Gavin Miller. Steve Ella saw a gap there. Inside for Hunt. Still keeping the ball alive cleverly. This is Price. 12 metres out from the Queensland line. Sterling. Beautiful pass to Cronin. Referee Gosha ordering the Queenslanders back. Miller. Sterling losing it. So Queensland via Colin Scott able to withstand that pressure. Dave Brown, strong run.
They won't want to let them run too far. They're not going up as quick as they were in defence, New South Wales. They want to move up a lot quicker.
Tessman. Johnson and Ray Brown, the tacklers. Murray. And Lewis getting it on to Miles. Steve Mortimer warming up on the sideline as Lewis takes the ball up for Queensland. Steve Mortimer, as I mentioned, a specialist halfback. There's been criticism that a utility back wasn't chosen as a reserve because that will really disjoint the New South Wales back line. Now this is Gurr, caught by Niebling. Neil Hunt. Neil Hunt. A beautiful ball away to Sterling. Back to Ella. Good play from New South Wales, keeping the ball alive beautifully. Now it's Sterling. Back inside for Gerard. The ball's gone nowhere. Ruled forward by referee Gosha. Steve Mortimer will obviously play halfback, and I would suspect that Sterling will go out to 5'8", and maybe Ella onto the wing.
Well, interesting conjecture. I believe they might put Mortimer straight onto the wing, eh?
Well, he's not on the field yet. Referee Gosha having trouble with the front rowers. Chris Close. Beautifully tackled by Ray Price. Murray. Oh, beautiful tackle. That was Paul Field, the country second rower.
That's the defence they've needed in that last game. They're doing it a lot better and a lot more often this time.
And again, this time Kenny on Colin Scott. Gene Miles. Kenny and Ella, the tacklers. Lewis. Another run around with Murray eventually taking it on his own. Last tackle for the Maroons. Lewis's kick for Neil Hunt. 32 metres out, Hunt from his own line. That's supporting Gurr, but Gurr really had to stretch to pull that one in. Now it's Sterling. Testman and Niebling to make the tackles. 32 metres out from the New South Wales line. Scores locked at 6-all. Ray Price. An amazing athlete. Jeff Gerard and Ray Brown. Back for Johnson. Now it's Gavin Miller. Back to Price. And away goes Marty Gurr. Into the clear. Just Scott to beat. The kick ahead from Gurr. A chase for the ball. Who's got it? Mick Cronin's there. Eric Groth's there. Nobody's got it. Ella's picked it up. And Ella's gone over to score. Look at Gosha. And he says that's a try. Wow, what a try for New South Wales. Started by Marty Gurr. And then it was any number of players. Watch it. Gavin Miller was there. Ray Price, who's everywhere. Then Marty Gurr made the break. Came to Colin Scott. This kick, a shoulder charge from Scott, may have earned him a penalty had he not scored the try. Then a race for the ball. Cronin was there. Groth was there. Close was there for Queensland. Close couldn't gather it in. Groth tried to pick it up, went between his legs. Ella was Johnny on the spot, and Ella was over for the try. Who cares? New South Wales scored. So the Blues.
Yeah, great work here. It was the burst then by Gurr that actually started this try. Close was left a little bit in no man's land there, but great work by Gurr, and of course the experience of Cronin controlling the ball again, and then Johnny on the spot, as we said. Great work by Steve Ella.
Now Mick Cronin to attempt the conversion as Eric Groth leaves the field for New South Wales. Steve Mortimer is on. We'll check the positions for you as Cronin moves in, hits it. It looks good to me, but just to the side of the post. How close that was. The score, New South Wales 10, lead Queensland 6.
Well, Mick Cronin pretty happy running back there. He missed the kick there. Stevie Mortimer on the wing, taking the place of Eric Groth. But I don't really think it would matter where he's playing. Mortimer just wants to be out there.
Well, I'd agree that they're putting him on the wing. I said it earlier, Darryl, but the main reason is that they don't want to break up this Parramatta connection, and they've done very well so far, and it's better to leave Steve out there.
Gavin Miller brings it back for the Blues. He's hurt then too with a smack in the face. Miller down, and he's as tough as teak. Watch it. There it goes. Oh, thank you, Fullerton Smith.
And not very friendly, are they?
A little bit of Queensland hospitality went in there. Gavin Miller Well, he's a bit bloodied, the Gladiator, but he's a tough boy. It won't worry him. Johnston unloads well to Sterling. Sterling now unloads again. He's starting to throw it around with some confidence. Back inside, fairly dangerous. Gerard plays it now. Here's Miller. There's a bit of courage from Miller. He brought it back just as hard before he was belted down the first time. Gerard. And some big tackles from Queensland. Back for the clearer. Good, driving it down into open spaces. Colin Scott covers it well. Brings it back for Queensland. Lewis and Meninga. Canescu. Back for Lewis. On the Murray. Murray dancing around, but too much defence. Paul Field and Ray Brown. Canescu. Vaughton. Long floater out there for Meninga. Has close in support. Busts out a one, Meninga. He's powerful, this fellow.
They're using him a lot too. He's been worked all night and he's relishing that role too and playing a great game.
Dave Brown. Lindsay Johnston's been on him like a fly in a wet blanket. Lewis with a juggle, gets the kick in though. Taken well by Gurr. Gavin Miller back quickly for dummy half. New South Wales slow to get back. Cronin standing in the tackle. Cronin.
Again, Beatson's tactics to put Cronin down. He's the most dangerous man on a football field if they allow him to stand up.
New South Wales now just outside their own quarter. Here's Price, under one. Price still going. He's a fierce competitor. Gerard. Picked up well by Hunt. Unloads to Cronin. Ray Brown switches to the blind side. Kick from Sterling. Butler had it covered, he thought, but just managed to stay in by centimetres. Good play from Butler. Certainly the cleanest man on the ground is Butler. Fullerton Smith through some heavy work then.
Queensland tactic should be to get this ball quickly to close because he's certainly marking young Stevie Mortimer, and that should be an advantage.
Penalty New South Wales.
Good decision from referee Gosha. The ball came off Niebling. Murray was in an offside position. 8-2 the penalties in favour of New South Wales. Now Cronin's kick enables New South Wales to take the free kick about 20 metres out from the Queensland line. This is Lindsay Johnson. Most impressive debut for New South Wales. Gerard. Field.
He's had a fair game too. He's done everything right too, this young Field. Played very well.
Sterling. That step. Made a gain of about 8 metres. It's the goal line you can see there. New South Wales applying the pressure. Here's Lindsay Johnson. Last tackle for the Blues. Queensland defence equal to the occasion. A changeover.
A little bit hesitant there in the attack there, New South Wales, and that's why they didn't go in for that try.
This is Colin Scott taking it away for the Maroons. Fullerton Smith. No, it's close. Tessman standing out wide. Miles down the blind side. Fullerton Smith. Beautiful tackle from Gavin Miller. I think Meninga knocked it on trying to pick it up. And New South Wales ball. You can hear John Gosher crying out.
There's a scavenger, that Price. He came up with that ball. Amazing competitor.
Neil Hunt. Ray Brown. Back now with Jeff Gerard.
Again from standing positions trying to come onto the ball. It's no good. They do better when they hit this ball hard and strong. And they should be following this man now with the ball.
Field tastes the bullseye soil. Sterling. Kenny. Tried to offload. Queensland penalty. Offside is the ruling. Watch Kenny. Yes, a good ruling from referee Gosher, although Cronin didn't pick the ball up cleanly. He certainly touched it, and he's the player ruled offside. Now Queensland with a free kick about 10 metres inside New South Wales territory. Dave Brown. Ray Brown and Lindsay Johnson, the tacklers.
I'd like New South Wales to be moving up a little quicker in defence, Ian. I think this is where they're a little bit sluggish at the moment.
Yes, the Queenslanders allowed to run a little bit now. This is the quarter line, the Queensland attack being launched. Tessman. He hit the line pretty hard, Tessman. Caught by Field. Inside the New South Wales quarter now. Lewis. Out of that tackle. Still going. Finally, the New South Wales defence converges on him. New South Wales lead 10 points to 6. Queensland attacking 12 metres out from the New South Wales line. Tessman. His pass is astray and picked up by Steve Mortimer for New South Wales.
A great let-off. Very lucky then, New South Wales. They were all but in.
And Stevie having trouble getting to his feet. Now Lindsay Johnson can't make any progress. Gavin Miller, caught by Tessman. Gerard. Play situated 15 metres out from the New South Wales line. Sterling pushed back for his trouble. Miles and Lewis in there. Last tackle for New South Wales. This should be a big kick, this one. It's back to Gurr. Probably not as big as he would have hoped. Down for Colin Scott on the halfway mark, and Queensland are away again.
Well, he almost was. He slipped in that very heavy muddy patch. That brought a roar from the crowd.
Good kick from Gurr. That's where you should put them, right there. They're fairly hard to handle. Left and right hand breaks, those.
Fullerton Smith. Canescu. This is Dave Brown. Shoulder down. Gets out of one. Tessman can't handle it. Queensland full on it. Canescu. But there's been a knock on. So that'll force the scrum midway between the half and the quarter. New South Wales into the ground.
It's interesting to notice the scrum situations against the head, of course. Brown has beating Canescu.
Great shot then of Johnny Gosher, really laying the law down in that scrum. He's watched it, walked around it, and given Queensland the penalty.
Yes, Hooker's going down. Brown a little bit keen to get that ball and keep his record intact, and went down on the ball. And as soon as that happens, once it collapses, the first man to go down, the penalty's given against them. Good decision by Gosher.
Wally Lewis. Ted Glossop showing no emotion whatsoever. In front, he'd be happy with that. But Queensland back on the attack. Canescu, Murray.
Look at the burst of Meninga then.
Vaughton. He's dangerous, Vaughton there. But they belt him down through Price. Konescu. Here's Meninga. Oh, he's through Ella again. Unloads this time to Vaughton. Vaughton on the Niebling, and Niebling's so close. They hold him up. Oh, and Queensland on the boil now. Murray on the Lewis. Lewis, and Lewis is in. Oh, it's a penalty to New South Wales, though. Oh, and look at Lewis throw the ball down. Not happy at all. Watch it again. Testman moved into the dummy half, but watch for the Shepherd. Through he went. Shepherd was against Miles. Oh, and Lewis wasn't happy with that.
It's a correct decision, though, Darryl. That was a good decision by Gase. He was quick to spot Miles shepherding.
We'll see it again. Now, here's Murray's pass. Floats out to Lewis.
No, he took Brown right out of the play then.
A New South Wales player down on the line too. It's Sterling, but he's up. And New South Wales have possession. Inside the 22 through Miller. Ray Brown. Mortimer. Puts the head down and scurries like a little rabbit. Plays it on the 22. Sterling with a kick. Colin Scott chasing, it looks good. Great kick from Sterling. That's twice he's got Scott out of position and made 45 metres for New South Wales.
Certainly a different game by Sterling tonight. He's a real genius with these kicks and controlling play magnificently.
Well, I think New South Wales have had that little latitude tonight, Arthur. They've been allowed to move by Queensland, and Sterling's been allowed to dictate the play through his kicking game.
Yeah, you're quite right, Darryl.
And they win it to the Blues. Come away. Here's Kenny. Mortimer dummy half. There's New South Wales lined out, but that muddy patch is there. Cronin slammed down in the mud. Ray Price unloading with a loose ball. Loose again, fallen on by Johnston. And he's fallen on by Vaughton. Mortimer.
He's come in to rest Sterling. He was a bit injured earlier, and Mortimer's in off the wing and playing the half-back role.
Gavin Miller, good pass out to Kenny. Kenny went off the deck to Cronin. Cronin unloads. Here's Ella. Ella stepping. Good defence, though, from close. Ray Brown on to Sterling, back to Mortimer. Mortimer dancing around as only he can do, but look at the defence come down and crunch him down. Loose pass, picked up by Cronin, little dab for the line. Doesn't make it though, and Testman will come up with it. And Maurice, intense battle.
Well, yes, this game far from over. New South Wales lead 10-6, but a penalty to Queensland will get them in a good position to attack again.
In a tight situation like this, Ian, though, it's Queensland that are under pressure because they have to score. New South Wales simply have to contain them and go on with the job. So they're playing with much more confidence at the moment. It's all to do for Queensland.
Wally Lewis will no doubt be talking all the time of his side. They need the ball, they need to score. Chris Close. Niebling. Caught by Johnson up high and Ray Brown around the legs.
Setting up play again, some sort of move on.
Murray's pass found Miles. Just inside the Queensland territory.
Again, New South Wales waiting for them to come to them. Not good enough. They've got to be up to meet them.
Lewis Straight up the middle. Leaving the ball behind him, trying to get it away. Queensland still have it as Meninga was able to pick it up. Last tackle for the Maroons. Niebling kicking. Kerr did well to take it. That ball would be very slippery. Gerard down injured, right in the mud heap. Seems to have a cramp, Gerard. Now here's Neil Hunt. Sterling and Cronin. Tessman and Vorton, the tacklers. Paul Vorton has made 34 tackles for this Queensland side, as Mick Cronin is now having trouble. Gerard to his feet. But Mick Cronin seems to have cramp.
Fairly heavy out there, of course, and this does bring on cramp, naturally, and both players have been down.
We talked about Cronin's reluctance to play representative football again, but certainly after his presence out there has inspired the players around him.
Oh, he's a magnificent centre and great footballer, and certainly I would agree with you, Ian, that just his presence there must give them a lift.
Now we're away again. This is Lindsay Johnson. Right on the New South Wales quarter line. Kerr's kick, looking for that mud heap again, not quite as well directed as he would like. Colin Scott on the halfway mark. Now Chris Close. That was a lovely pass from Scott. Queensland need to put plenty on here. Tessman can't beat Sterling's tackle. Murray, Lewis, Fullerton Smith, Johnson and Ray Brown. Ray Brown's taken the ball. So New South Wales, there's another cramp player there. This is Paul Field, seems to be down with a cramp this time. Well, that's 3 players for New South Wales that have gone down with a cramp. This Fields had a good game, Arthur. He's tackled everything that moves. Maybe a little bit lost in attack, but certainly his defensive work is first class.
No, certainly. He's done a great job.
Queensland trainer is out on the field, and no doubt instructions from Arthur Beetson are being delivered to the players. I noticed he had a good talk to Wally Lewis. Another squirt of water for Niebling. Well, Field's still down, being treated, getting to his feet as we speak. Time on signal again by referee Gosha. Misunderstanding in the Blues lineup, and Ray Brown is forced to take the tackle. Now it's Jeff Gerard. There's about 12 minutes of play remaining in the match, and the Blues lead 10 points to 6. Gavin Miller, first time I think he's kicked in the game, and it's not a bad kick. It's beaten Butler, who just managed to stay in the field of play. New South Wales fortunate to have a number of players who are very good kickers of the football. Sterling and Gavin Miller, as we just saw, and of course Marty Kerr. Now it's Colin Scott, and a penalty to Queensland. Lindsay Johnson up inside the 5 metres, and Peter Sterling may have been there too. And referee Gosha giving Queensland the penalty. Darryl Eastlake.
Thank you, Ian. Well, the Queensland really have to do something and do it pretty quickly. This New South Wales defence, Ian, has been first class, and Arthur also, their attack has been better organised, a much better drilled unit when you consider there's 6 new players on the side. Yes,
I think they've really put their best foot forward tonight. They've had to, of course, because it's a great Queensland side, and to get on top of them under these conditions is not a bad effort.
Certainly not over yet, though. This is Vorton. Tessman. Tessman going from there, turns to unload and can't. Nice and deep Queensland, but they've got to get out of that mud. Here's Butler. You can see he hasn't had much of the ball. He's so clean. Scott. Last tackle for Queensland. Back it goes. A little chip over the top this time. Regathered to Queensland. Knocked down though and picked up by Hunt.
Saved a certain try then, Hunt, Darryl. He luckily caught that ball, or knocked it on, fortunately, but it was a good move by Lewis. He regathered, tried to slip the ball over the head of Hunt, but of course he just got to it. But there were two in support there.
New South Wales win the scrum, but that's what makes him such a great footballer. He varies the play all the time, doesn't he? Kenny on to Cronin. They've been on to Mickey. He hasn't had many opportunities, but he's been good with the ball, hasn't he?
He's been the steadying influence, though, of course, Darryl. Magnificent play.
Sterling, nice pass out to Gerard. Back to Miller. On to Hunt. Testman comes in, though, and puts a couple in. But they just softens. Ray Brown. Kenny has only had a couple of limited chances. He made one beautiful break. And New South Wales scored off it too. Cronin. Well, this cramp really starting to take its toll. Mick having a bit of trouble again. Stan Jerd on the sideline getting ready. Penalty has gone to New South Wales for raking the ball away. There's Stan Jerd coming out in number 15, the Parramatta prop, former North Sydney player.
Good tactics by Ted Glossop in this match. He's used, or will use fresh players. Jerd will come off very strong in this one. He's a good prop. I'll probably bring off Gerard.
You have to wait till he gets all the way off?
Paul Field is coming off, and he has a great match here, and he gets a tremendous reception from the crowd. Tremendous debut for the New South Wales side.
I think he's been a very important cog in New South Wales side, because he's been the low tackler and top tackler in the match, and he's done a fine job for them.
There's one's gone in straight away saying, welcome Stan Jerd to the Sydney Cricket Ground. 27 tackles Paul Field has affected in this game, and that's a big effort. Miller slammed down. There he is, Paul Field. And there'll be a lot of proud country viewers having a look at that boy. Ray Price. Sterling. Gerard. Trying to unload but couldn't. Out for Sterling. He'll kick again. Sterling, he'll find the line again. Oh, he's dictated play so well, Peter Sterling. If there was any doubt who was the better halfback in Australia, he certainly proved it tonight. Look at him talking to the players. Great kick.
He had a big test too in New Zealand, and he's gone on with the job tonight, and certainly blotted Murray right out of the game.
Yeah, he's a great little competitor, and he knew that he had to have a big one tonight. He's had it. Look at Johnny Gosha laying the law down. Queensland win it. Here's Murray. Tackled by Price. Gorton. Gorton still going. Stan Jerd and Price. Canescu. This is close. Canescu. Murray. This is Lewis. Niebling gets it out to Dave Brown. And they put it down. Lewis has gone without it, and he's not very happy. Shakes the head. Lewis probably trying a little bit too much out there.
Yes, he hasn't had the happiest of games tonight. They put a lot of pressure on him. I think he might have been a little bit overawed by the young and fit Kenny, and he hasn't come out so well tonight.
Penalty, New South Wales. He waves the scrums up. Gavin Miller, his first state jumper. Getting what little air he can. Ray Price thinking about what he's going to do. To differential, of course, he must kick for touch.
Playing area are liable to arrest.
And New South Wales now in a fine position. Ray Brown on the Johnston. Back for the runners in Gerard. Gerard loses it though, dived on quickly by Price. But this will put another scrum down at about 4, maybe 5 metres out from the Queensland line.
5 minutes to go, and the Blues lead 10 points to 6. So this final 5 minutes could be quite explosive, Arthur.
Most certainly. They've got to throw everything at the Blues now, the Maroons, because they're behind and they've got to put a lot of effort into this next 5 minutes.
Well, they've got the penalty, so that'll get them further upfield. Paul Vaughton leads the tackle count for the Maroons with an incredible 38 tackles. Lindsay Johnson, 28 for New South Wales. Now here's the Maroons. They've only got a few minutes to do something, working the play up towards the halfway mark. Niebling, Murray, Tessman, Fullerton Smith made a gain of about 10 metres, took play into New South Wales territory. Lewis, Canescu, last tackle for Queensland. Gurr's gone back for the kick. I'm surprised the wingers haven't. And Lewis putting it right down Gurr's throat, but he's made a mess of it. Marty Gurr chased for the ball, and oh goodness me, Miles almost got there, but the ball just beating over the dead ball line. Oh, how close that was. Gurr, I thought, had it, but the tackle hit him just at the same time. Miles desperately trying to get to that football, but it just over the line before he could get there. Well, Ray Price encouraging his team, leading New South Wales for the first time. And there are 3 minutes left for play.
I'll just run it out here and contain the ball.
Lindsay Johnston. That could well have been Queensland's last ditch.
I think so. It was a magnificent kick from Lewis.
Mortimer found Kenny. (15 metres out, or 5 metres outside the quarter). Neil Hunt. Very much safety first stuff now from New South Wales as the minutes tick by. Stan Jerd. Big moment for him too, an unfashionable prop. Queensland are well offside on the last tackle, but Gosha's let it go. Gavin Miller sending close back for it. Beat one tackle. Good run from Close, still going. He's in New South Wales territory now. Goodness me, that is a good run from Chris Close.
He's had a big game tonight. He's stopped 2 certain tries and came onto the ball very well.
Now here's Dave Brown in possession. Queensland's not done yet. Murray. Lewis. Miles. Miles over the corner. Got it to Butler. And Butler's put it down. Oh-wee. Terry Butler from the Wynnum Manly Club in Brisbane. Putting the ball down.
They're doing everything right. They're moving this ball well and wide, and Miles had this game pretty well sewn up, but a little bit of inexperience then from Butler caused the ball to go out of touch.
A minute to go, and New South Wales lead 10-6, and they've won the scrum. And you'll find they'll just use up the 5 tackles and then kick it as far as they possibly can on the 6th. Well, 10-6, that could well be the final score. And if it is, next Tuesday night, the decider at Lang Park, and what a football game that will be. And you'll see it here, right here on the 9 Network. Now, we have Niebling down injured for Queensland. The kick was found touch. A great kick. And that'll be the ball game, my friends. That will be the ball game.
His kicking's been superb tonight, young Sterling. He's controlled all facets of the game, particularly in the line kicking department.
This will be the last scrum of the match, and it's just inside New South Wales territory. The siren's gone. Play on, says the referee. Wait till the ball is dead. Ella has taken it and taken the tackle, and New South Wales have defeated Queensland by 10 points to 6. And Ted Glossop congratulating Paul Field on his effort. And congratulations to Ted Glossop too, because I think New South Wales were certainly the underdogs in this game. Kenny and Lewis congratulating each other, but that's the decider next week. Next Tuesday night at Lang Park, the decider of the State of Origin series. New South Wales winning this one 10-6. The statistics: the penalties favoured New South Wales 11-7. The scrums, New South Wales 10-8, and the final score, New South Wales 10 defeated Queensland 6.